being able to get liberated in this lifetime, could that be dependent on your past karma at all?
It is dependent on our past karma because our past karma produces this life, but liberation itself is not produced by past karma because of the simple reason in Advaita Vedanta, liberation is not produced. Liberation is our very nature, mukti, moksha swarupa, the very nature of the Atman or Brahman, what we are, not the body, not even the mind. Our Atman is ever free. Now what this world, our past karma and our sadhana, all of it can produce is the knowledge which will drive away the ignorance hiding the spiritual fact of our pre-existing liberation.
Wow. Now that we're diving so much deep into Vedanta, Vedanta, I wanted to talk about, Brahman Satya Jagat Mithya, right?
Okay, another deep question.
Another deep question, yes, but rooted into a practical aspect as well. So, concluding that the only truth is that we're Brahman, everything else is false, right? But when we are on a daily basis suffering, going through pain, right? We're dealing with daily life problems. How can we remind ourselves of that ultimate truth?
Daily life problems will remind us. The only alternative is to suffer. Often, why do we come to spiritual life at all? If the world was perfect, if it can keep us engaged and happy, and then why look for anything else? But it can't. After some time, either the suffering becomes so intense or you've got whatever you wanted and you're not satisfied. Then you start looking for something more. Is there anything more after you have enjoyed everything in life, which one can reasonably desire? Then do you want to keep on repeating that endlessly? Or our human nature is to seek something higher and better always. So we seek for something higher and better. Or the reverse. Suffering becomes so intense, you really want to release from that suffering. And therefore one seeks, is there a solution to suffering? That's what made Prince Siddhartha into the Buddha. He had both of these. He was a prince. He had all the pleasures and power which one could want, as in those days, a monarch and absolute power. And that was not satisfying, but he was engaged in all of that, but it was not satisfying for him. On the other hand, he saw this old person, a diseased person, and a dead person. So old age, disease, death, and these are universal. They come for everybody, and they are all full of suffering. Is there any solution to suffering? Not so much for himself, because he was having a good time, but he knew that the world around was pervaded by suffering. So whether you are enjoying or suffering, both of us ultimately drive us to this question about ultimate reality of spiritual life and the falsity of the world. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya.
No, I believe he said that everything in this world is dukkha. It's all
sarvam dukkham. It's all pervaded by sorrow. Even if you say, no, I'm having a good time, well, you're not seeing deeply enough. There is sorrow lurking there. The good time is going to end. Therefore, it is sorrow. To produce that good time, you have to work really hard, maybe earn money or use your past karma to have a pleasant time now. And that struggle is sorrow. And the good time, you get used to it. And so it's not so much fun the next day and the next day and the next day. And therefore it diminishes. And that is sorrow. And these good times are habit forming. And there's a price to pay for that later on, and that is sorrow. So Buddha said everything here is pervaded by sorrow.